Well, 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 well. Good students. Once again, this is still the PAL, the novella, the PAL, and it is KCSE Still English Literature Paper 101, stroke 03 2022. We're going to look at an exam style question number 6, and of course, it's an essay writing whereby you'll be required or expected to write an essay in prose, that is in paragraph wise, on a prompt or a question that will be based on the text or the novella The Pearl by John Steinbeck. Let's see an exam style question and of course sample response. So therefore, this is how an exam style question will look like. Using illustrations from the novella The Pearl by John Steinbeck, write an essay to support the proverb, all that glitters is not gold, referring closely to the pearl, the priest, the doctor, and the pearl dealers. Once again, using illustrations from the novel The Pearl by John Steinbeck, write an essay to support the proverb, all that glitters is not gold, referring closely to the pearl, the priest, the doctor, and the pearl dealers. This is a sample response. Some things happen in our lives and we think they are blessings. It is usually a rude shock when we realize that outward appearances can be deceptive. This is shown clearly in John Steinbeck's novel, The Pearl. When Kino finds the pearl of the world, he has great dreams. He believes the pearl would drastically improve his life and that of his family. He hopes to marry Joanna in church, buy new clothes, educate his son, replace his lost harpoon, and buy himself a rifle. Unfortunately, his dreams are shattered. There are attempts to steal it, and his life is threatened several times. He does not sell it, however, at low price offered by the pearl buyers. Consequently, Joanna declares it evil and attempts to throw it back to the sea. Kino follows her and wrenches the pearl from her hand and strikes her with his clenched fist and kicks her on the side. He later kills a man. His canoe is vandalized. Their brush house is burnt down and they are forced to flee to save their lives. They lose their only child and return home broken, only to throw the pearl back to the sea. The glitter in the pearl finally brings them misfortune, and they lose all what they had treasured. The priest stands for the moral authority in La Paz. That is the setting, the place. Kino's dream is to be married in his church. When he says that discrimination is God's designed, Kino and Thomas take it to gospel truth. Unfortunately, we find that Kino and Juan are not married in church, and Coyotitos is not baptized simply because they cannot pay. When the priest comes to their house, he tactfully tells Kino that he is named after a great man and a great father of the church. He tells them to remember to give thanks to him who had given them the treasure. As a result, his moral fiber becomes questionable since he is motivated by greed and hopes to benefit from Kino's pearl. This is contrary to the kind of person that we expect of him. A doctor's profession is admired by many people. When we meet him, he's sitting up in his high bed, dressed in a gown of red watered silk, and he is taking breakfast from a silver tray with a silver chocolate pot and tiny cup of eggshell china. Among the furnishing of his room are religious pictures and a large tinted photograph of his late wife. We are surprised to learn that he is discontented in life and harbors memories of his life with the mysteries in Paris. Moreover, he refuses to treat Coyotito, who has been stung by a scorpion, because the family cannot afford his medical fee. When he learns that Kino has a valuable pearl, he ironically says Kino is a client of his and that he is treating his child for a scorpion sting. His greed and opportunism rather is evident when he makes the recovering child sick in order to treat him and be paid from the proceeds of the pearl. Good students, all the above prove that appearances can be deceptive. Still yet, another example in the text in the next page. The appearance of a person can appear to glitter when in real sense the character is rotten. The stout pearl buyer's face looks fatherly and benign, and his eyes twinkled with friendship. He is a caller of good mornings, a ceremonious shaker of hands, and a jolly man who knew all jokes. However, his deception is revealed when Kino entered his office to sell the pearl. His eyes become as steady and cruel and unwinding as a hawk's eyes, while the rest of his face smiled in greeting. He sees that he is going to value and give Kino the best price. After examining the pearl, he puts on a sad and contemptuous smile and declares it a fool's gold and a curiosity only suitable for a museum. He even invites other dealers to support his opinion. His presence is revealed when he, together with other dealers, panic when Kino refuses to sell the pearl to him. He further offers to give 1,500 pesos. This proves that his appearance is deceptive. This is another example that supports the allegation that all that glitters is not gold. That particular proverb up there, good students. And finally, we wind it up with all the above illustrations. Those three illustrations, they were three good illustrations, yes. They support the proverb that all that glitters is not gold. Now, the first illustration that we've started with up there is when Kino rather finds the pearl of the world. He has got great dreams. He does not sell it at low price over by there. But again, and also the second one was the priest, the priest who stands for the moral authority in La Paz, that setting the place. It doesn't turn out to be as he purports to be. And three, we have the doctor, uh, whose profession is quite admired by many people, who doesn't really turn out to be the person. He mischievously manipulates and gets the best of the family by not exactly conducting himself as a doctor. And of course, finally, we have the pearl dealers. Yeah, the pearl dealers' appearance from outside is not exactly who later on we learn about after Kino refuses to sell the pearl to them, and that is when the true character or the true colors of these particular pearl dealers really come out. So, good students, all these examples that you've given, they support the illustrations which back up the allegations that all that glitters is not gold. So now, good students, if you not subscribe, for those if this is your first time and you've not subscribed, and it's your first time that you're coming across this, the good thing that you need to do is to subscribe. That is to hook on yourself for the future updates, because this is not the end until you sit for your exams. And above all, I wish you the very best in your exams.